You ever have that moment where you stop and think, why does it feel like I'm trying so hard, but not really getting anywhere? Yeah, I've been there too. And if you're anything like most people, you probably had those late nights where you look at your life and wonder, is this it? Is this all I'm meant for? You want more. You want change. You want to feel alive, strong, clear, but for some reason, it just isn't clicking. And let's be honest, social media doesn't help. Everywhere you look, someone's showing off their success, their highlight reel, their glow up. And you're just sitting there thinking, what am I missing? Here's the truth that almost nobody tells you. It's not that you're lazy. It's not that you're broken. It's not even that you're not trying hard enough. It's that you've been looking in the wrong places. The world keeps pushing flashy quick fixes. 10 steps to success. Overnight abs. Millionaire mindset in 5 minutes a day. But the real magic? It's in the boring stuff. The consistent, quiet, often invisible things you do when no one's watching. That's the stuff that transforms you. See, the habits that change your life aren't exciting. They don't come with fireworks. They don't feel heroic. They feel simple, repetitive, sometimes even annoying. Waking up early, drinking more water, putting your phone down, reading 10 pages a day, getting to bed on time, moving your body, even when you're tired. None of that is flashy. But you know what it is? Foundational. It's the stuff that builds discipline. And discipline builds identity. And identity? That's what builds your reality. You want to become that person who has it together, who feels confident, calm, strong? Start with boring habits. Not because they're easy, but because they're real. Boring habits are like planting seeds. You water them every day. Sometimes for weeks or months, nothing seems to happen. No praise, no instant results, no applause. But underground, your roots are growing. You're becoming unshakable. And one day, without warning, it clicks. Things bloom. Not because you got lucky, but because you stayed the course when it was quiet. That's the part most people skip. They want the glow up without the grind. They want the breakthrough without the build-up. But you're different. You're here for something real. You're ready to take control, not wait around for motivation to strike. And I get it. You've probably tried before. Started strong, burned out, told yourself, I just need to find the right system. But here's the truth. You don't need another system. You need belief. You need patience. And you need to start showing up for yourself in the small ways every single day. Because showing up for yourself, that's not boring. That's powerful. That's rare. Most people check out when it's hard. You're here, still listening, still searching, still fighting. And that says something about you. That says you're ready to stop talking about change and actually create it. So this video isn't about hype. It's not about making you feel good for 5 minutes. It's about starting something today that your future self will thank you for. We're not chasing the next big thing. We're building the solid, boring, beautiful foundation that real change stands on. And trust me, you can do this. You just need to take the pressure off. Forget the highlight reels. And give yourself permission to start small. Because boring doesn't mean useless. It means sustainable. It means real. It means proven. This is the part where most people quit. But this is also the part where champions are made. So, if you're ready to stop starting over, if you're tired of the same old cycles, if you want to feel proud of yourself again, you're in the right place. Let's build this together. Let's talk about the boring habits that will quietly, consistently, and completely transform your life. This is your beginning, and it starts today. Let's go. Let's clear something up right now. Success is not about being the smartest, the richest, or the most talented person in the room. It's not about luck. It's not about having the perfect plan or some secret connection. And it's definitely not about doing everything right. Success, real, lasting, fulfilling success, comes down to one thing: what you do daily. That's it. It's your habits. The small things you do on autopilot. The boring, basic, unsexy routines you repeat over and over. That's the truth nobody wants to tell you. Because it's not flashy. It doesn't sound cool. But it works. You want to be successful? Look at your day, not your goals. not your vision board, not your to-do list. Look at what you're actually doing, over and over and over. The truth is, success isn't built on motivation. Motivation fades. It's a spark, not a flame. What builds success is discipline. And discipline? That comes from the boring stuff. It's waking up early when you don't feel like it. It's saying no to distractions when no one's watching. It's doing the right thing, even when it feels pointless. The gym session you almost skipped. The chapter you almost didn't read. The budget you almost ignored. The walk you almost skipped because you were too tired. Those moments, that's where success is born. Not in some big, dramatic transformation, but in the small, quiet wins that nobody sees. See, here's what most people don't realize. Every habit you build is a vote for the person you're becoming. You go to bed on time? That's a vote for self-respect. You drink water instead of soda? That's a vote for energy. You say no to scrolling and yes to focus? That's a vote for growth. Each vote feels small. Each decision seems like it doesn't matter, but they stack. And over time, those votes, they shape your identity. You don't just do successful things. You become someone who is successful. That's the shift. Most people are chasing the outcome, but smart people, the ones who actually get results, they fall in love with the process because they understand the habits you repeat are more important than the goals you set. Let me say that again. The habits you repeat are more important than the goals you set. Goals give you direction. Habits give you traction. One tells you where you want to go. The other one is the engine that gets you there. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. Success is not about doing a lot once. It's about doing a little every single day. If you journal for 1 minute a day, you're building self-awareness. If you stretch for 5 minutes a day, you're building longevity. If you read 2 pages a day, you're building a smarter brain. Doesn't sound life-changing, right? But multiply that by 365. Multiply that by 1,000 days. Now it's not small. Now it's massive. You don't need more motivation. You need more momentum. And momentum starts with boring, with discipline, with daily decisions that nobody sees, but you feel. And yeah, it's hard at first. You'll feel resistance. You'll want to quit. You'll hear that voice in your head saying, "This is stupid. It's not working. Why even bother?" That voice is lying. That voice is scared of your potential. Because if you keep going, if you build those boring habits, you'll become someone who can't be stopped. You'll start seeing results you never thought possible. Not because you got lucky, but because you finally decided to stop chasing hype and start building habits. So the real truth about success, it's not out of reach. It's not reserved for the elite. It's not only for people with perfect plans or perfect lives. It's for the people who wake up and choose discipline over comfort every single day. The ones who show up when it's hard, who stay consistent when it's boring, who keep building when nobody's watching. That's where success is born. That's where the magic is. Not in some once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but in what you do between waking up and going to bed. So if you want to change your life, don't chase something new. Build something boring and stick to it. That's the truth most people ignore. But now you know, and that changes everything. Everything. Here's the thing most people never understand. You don't need to completely change your life overnight. You don't need some 10-step blueprint or to become a productivity machine by tomorrow morning. You need one small win. One. That's it. Because here's what most people forget. Small wins build big momentum. And momentum is everything. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you felt genuinely proud of yourself? Not because you achieved something massive, but because you showed up when you could have quit. You followed through. You kept a promise to yourself. That feeling right there, that's the spark. And it doesn't come from achieving the end goal. It comes from winning the moment, making your bed when you wake up, saying no to something you know isn't good for you, drinking a glass of water instead of reaching for coffee first, stretching for 5 minutes, reading 1 page of a book. Tiny wins. And yeah, they might feel too small to matter. But here's the truth. Those two small actions are the foundation for everything. You see, every time you follow through, you build a little more belief in yourself. And when you believe in yourself, you start to act differently. And when you act differently, you become different. That's how transformation actually works. Not by suddenly becoming a new person, but by building evidence every day that you already are. Small wins tell your brain, hey, we're doing this. They build confidence the way real confidence is supposed to be built. From action, not talk. Too many people wait for motivation. Too many people wait for the perfect time. Too many people sit there thinking they need to feel good to take action. No, you don't need to feel ready. You just need to get one small win today. Because that one win becomes two. Two becomes five. And before you know it, you're not the same person you were last month. And it's not because of some massive breakthrough. It's because you chose to show up in the smallest way possible over and over again. You cleaned your room. You went for a walk instead of numbing out on your phone. You said no to fast food. You picked up the book. You took 5 deep breaths when you felt anxious. These aren't Instagram-worthy moments. No one's clapping for them, but they matter more than you know. Because here's the deal. Your brain learns from what you do repeatedly. Every time you do something good for yourself, even something tiny, you're wiring your brain to see yourself differently. You're saying, I'm the kind of person who takes care of myself. I'm the kind of person who follows through. I'm the kind of person who shows up even when I don't feel like it. You know what that is? That's self-trust. That's discipline. That's freedom. Small wins are like compound interest. They don't look impressive at first, but they stack up, they build over time. And what starts off as a few quiet decisions eventually turns into unstoppable momentum. You want to know the real secret to people who change their lives? They stop trying to be perfect. They stop trying to do everything at once. They just focus on doing one more thing today than they did yesterday. They ask, what's one small win I can get today? That's it. That's the magic question. Because here's the truth. Every transformation starts with one small act of courage. One moment of choosing growth instead of comfort. One decision to show up instead of shut down. One push-up. One glass of water. One deep breath. The people you look up to, they didn't start at level 100. They started where you are. Messy, unsure, unmotivated. But they did one thing anyway. And they kept doing it. You don't need a perfect routine. You don't need to crush every workout. You don't need to meditate for an hour or write in a gratitude journal with gold ink. You just need to win today. Get one small win, then another and another. Before you know it, you start seeing the proof. You feel lighter. You think clearer. You walk with more energy. You speak with more certainty. Not because you faked it, but because you earned it. And the best part? This works for anyone, any background, any past, any starting point. Because small wins don't care how far behind you feel. They just care that you showed up. So here's your challenge. Today, forget the big goal. Forget trying to change everything. Pick one small win. Stick to it. Let it snowball. And remember, it's not the big leaps that change your life. It's the small steps you're brave enough to take again and again. That's how you change your story. That's how you start becoming the person you've always known you could be. One small win at a time. Let's talk about something real. You're doing the work. You're showing up, building habits, trying to stay consistent. And yet, no one notices. No applause. No pats on the back. No dramatic. You change my life messages. It's just quiet. And sometimes that silence hurts more than we like to admit. You're out here trying to do better. Eat better. Think better. Wake up earlier. Move differently. You're holding yourself together on days when the old you would have crumbled. And yet, nobody's clapping. Nobody's watching. It feels invisible. And if you're honest, sometimes you wonder, what's the point? Here's the truth most people won't say out loud. Most of the work that transforms your life is lonely. It's the early mornings where you drag yourself out of bed to take care of your body, your mind, your future, and nobody's there to see it. It's skipping the party, turning down the junk food, walking away from the drama, and nobody says, "Good job." It's journaling at 1 a.m. because your thoughts won't stop, choosing healing instead of lashing out, and nobody knows. And still, you keep going. That's strength. That's discipline. That's real. The truth is, you won't always get credit for the work you're doing. And you're not supposed to, because the work you're doing, it's not about proving anything to anyone else. It's about becoming the kind of person you can be proud of, even if no one else ever sees it. Yeah, it will be nice to be noticed, to be celebrated, to have someone say, "Wow, I see how hard you're working." But you know what's more powerful? Being able to look in the mirror and say, "I see it. I see how far you've come. I see the choices you're making. I see the old habits you're breaking. I see the version of you that's trying to grow even when it's hard." You don't need external validation when you have internal clarity. You don't need applause when you have self-respect. And I get it, it's not always easy. There will be days you feel like quitting. Days you feel like all this work isn't doing anything. Days where no one understands what you're going through. But listen, those are the days that matter most. Because anyone can show up when it's fun, when it's easy, when everyone's watching. But it takes something rare to show up when it's not. To keep going when it's boring. To stay committed when the results aren't showing yet. To keep showing up for a version of yourself that you can't even see yet. But believe in anyway. That's not weak. That's not small. That's legendary. The world might not celebrate your early mornings. It might not notice that you've been more patient. It might not see the way you've been protecting your peace, setting boundaries, or walking away from old versions of you. But you see it, and that's enough. In fact, it's more than enough. Because here's the truth. The longer you keep showing up, the more undeniable your growth becomes. At some point, people will notice, but by then it won't matter. Because you'll have already built a life, a mindset, a strength that doesn't depend on their recognition. You'll be too busy living it to worry about proving it. So if you're out here grinding in silence, healing in private, showing up without applause, keep going. Because every rep, every step, every hard choice you make when no one's looking, that's the real stuff. That's where character is forged. That's where your future self is born. That's where your power lives. And yeah, it's quiet now. But one day, the life you're building is going to make a lot of noise. And when it does, it won't be because you shouted louder than anyone else. It'll be because you outworked the noise. You outlasted the old you. You outgrew the need for anyone else's permission to be great. You'll know that what built your strength was never the spotlight. It was the shadows, the early mornings, the lonely reps, the quiet, boring, invisible wins. So if you're doing the work and no one sees you, that's okay. It still counts. It still matters. It's still changing you in ways the world can't understand yet. And when the day comes that everything you've been building clicks into place, you'll know it wasn't luck. It wasn't hype. It was you, doing the work, in silence, like a warrior. So keep going, even if no one sees it, because you do, and that's what makes you unstoppable. Let's make something clear. You're not just going through the motions. You're not barely surviving life. You're building something. And I mean that literally. Every habit you stick with, every time you choose discipline over comfort, every small win you collect, is like laying one brick down. It might not feel like much in the moment, but over time, brick by brick, decision by decision, you're building a life. Your life, the one you actually want, not the one you've been settling for. And here's the truth about building anything real. It's slow. It's repetitive. It's not always exciting. There's no instant gratification. There's no flashy reward after one day of hard work. There's just you, the vision in your heart, and the choice to lay another brick. That's it. And if that sounds boring, maybe it is, but boring works. Brick by brick is how foundations are made. And a solid foundation, that's everything. Think about it. What good is a mansion if it's built on sand? What good is a perfect morning routine if it collapses the moment you feel overwhelmed? If you want something real, something that lasts, it has to be built right. And that means choosing small, strong, boring bricks and laying them down over and over again. It means choosing long-term peace over short-term comfort. It means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. That's not weakness. That's not punishment. That's maturity. That's power. Let me tell you something about people who build incredible lives. They don't wait for motivation. They don't need applause. They just decide. They decide that their future is worth showing up for. They decide that the life they want isn't going to magically appear. It's going to be built, one intentional day at a time. That dream in your heart, the one you keep thinking about but haven't fully chased yet, it's not impossible. It's just unbuilt. And the only way to build it is to stop looking at the whole staircase and just lay the next brick. Read the book. Go for the walk. Get to bed on time. Write the email. Save the $10. Wake up earlier. Say no to distractions. Tiny things, but when done consistently, game changers. You don't build a house in one day. You build it with thousands of small movements. The measuring, the lifting, the cutting, the adjusting, the sweating. It's the same with your life. You want confidence? Lay the bricks of discipline. You want peace? Lay the bricks of boundaries. You want health? Lay the bricks of movement, sleep, water, food. You want purpose? Lay the bricks of service, learning, and self-awareness. There's no shortcut, but there's a path. And the beautiful thing is, you're already on it. Every step you've taken so far matters. Every hard moment you've endured, every quiet when you collected, every time you chose growth over giving up, it's part of the build. You've already started, so don't stop now. There's going to be moments where it feels like you're not getting anywhere, where you're tempted to tear it all down and start over, where you wonder if it's even worth it. But trust this, the results come, the confidence comes, the clarity comes, the life you're working for does show up. It's just waiting to meet the version of you who kept building. It's not about being perfect. It's not about never messing up. It's about not quitting. Because if you lay one brick a day, even on your worst days, you will build something solid, something strong, something unshakable. So stop trying to build the whole house in one weekend. Stop trying to fix everything in one go. Stop judging yourself because the finish line feels far away. It's not about the finish line. It's about the direction. If you're laying the right bricks, you're already winning. So take a breath. Zoom out. Look at how far you've already come. You've been building. Quietly, consistently, through the storms, through the doubt, through the days you wanted to give up. You're still here. That means something. That means everything. Because no matter where you started, no matter how slow it feels, if you keep laying bricks, you will build a life you want. Not the life someone else told you to have. Not the life the algorithm tried to sell you. Your life, on your terms, with your values, in your own timing. So keep going. One brick, one habit, one small win at a time. You're building something beautiful. And one day, you'll look back and realize you were the architect all along. So listen, if you've been feeling stuck, lost, or overwhelmed, good. That means you care. That means you're ready. Start today. Start small. Pick one boring habit and stick to it. Because boring habits, they create unstoppable people. They build a life that feels better, not just looks better. This is your moment. This is where it starts. Not next week. Not when it's perfect. Now. And hey, if this hits something in you, don't just watch and scroll. Drop a comment. Tell me your boring habit you're starting with. Let's grow together. And if you're new here, welcome to the tribe. We're about showing up. We're about building real change. One boring habit at a time. Let's go. You've got this.